Hello once again my friends and welcome to yet another PhilbertGreen painting video. As always this is really fresh if you are following along at home. This time it's the cameo appearance as the chopper pilot in the good ending of the game makes his debut on the tabletop. Yes, it's our good old friend and all-round badass big bad boss man Barry Burton. Packing guns up to his eyeballs, the final mini in the last escape box is set to kick some ass and take some names. Unfortunately, however, he comes decked out more akin to his Resident Evil Revelations outfit, but fear not, Stars Barry is coming soon. Just like my other videos, if you are following along at home, just take your time and go at a pace that you are comfortable with. As ever, we'll be starting off by basing him with Mechanicus Standard Grey. Starting off the same as Chicken Heart previously, I painted Baz's trousers first, using Zandri Dust, although Barry stands strong in the face of danger rather than running away. As ever, I thinned down my paints and used at least 2 thin coats. Next up was his jacket. For this, I used Fleshhairer's red contrast paint to give him that signature Barry colour. Now contrast paints are a little different from the regular paints I've been using, in that they're designed to go on in one quick layer and act both as a paint and a wash in one. If you are following along at home, just don't panic, and again, just take your time and go at a pace that you're comfortable with. And here's what he looks like once it was dry. After that, I used Steel Legion Drab to pick out his tactical webbing, including all the pockets and pouches on his stomach, and hanging off of his waist behind him, avoiding the chest and leg holsters, which I painted next using Dryad Bark. Sticking with Dryad Bark, I painted Baz's gloves next to avoid giving him a large mass of black around his hands. And because I'm sick of painting fingerless gloves, I just painted his entire hands to look like he had non-fingerless gloves. I next used Corvus Black to paint his leg holster straps, his single knee pad, his knife's sheath, and his annoyingly tiny watch strap. Mechanicus Standard Grey came out to play, as I used it to paint the buckles on his leg holster and tactical gear, as well as the fasteners on his back. I used a splash of Castellan Green for his knife handle for that military olive drab look. And then I'll go to Abaddon Black for not only the handgun in his hands, but also the one in the holster on his leg too. A teeny tiny dab of Leadbelcher was all I needed to paint his watch face. Finally, it was time to put some colour in those cheeks. I used Cadian Fleshtone to paint his face, trying to avoid big old Baz's big old beard. For his hair and beard, I couldn't really think of anything to give him the sort of dark ginger hair he has in RE1, so I went for a lighter brown, using the very weirdly named paint XV88. Yeah, I know, right? Just as I was about ready to wash him, I realised I hadn't painted his boots. I simply used Dryad Bark again for that nice leather looking colour. The final stage after all of that was, of course, the wash stage. I know I mentioned that contrast paints are designed to act as a paint and a wash all in one, but I wanted to darken his coat down a little bit and get some of those creases and folds a little bit more defined, so I used Carroburg Crimson for that, followed up with some Seraphim Sepia to wash his trousers, Reikland Fleshshade for his skin, and finally Nuln Oil for everything else, including his hair. And finally, I used that one basing technique I have and our hero's blue band around the base to get him looking tabletop ready. And there you have it. One heavily armed former STARS survivor ready to come to our remaining survivors' aid and dish out some much needed firepower. The final new character to play as in the last escape from Raccoon City, Barry B comes with some new skills and abilities that are purely based on raw firepower and should definitely come in handy when taking on the hordes of undead in his path, and not to mention the Nemesis. I am really pleased with how he came out, and I think he looks pretty close to his appearance in Revelations 2, which I used as the inspiration for this paint job. Basil was a good fun model to paint, with lots of little details to add some variation on his model. Have no fear, however, as Stars Barry is not that far behind. Once again, thank you all for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Stay safe, survivors.